She is desperate for a husband. She don't have any children. She's 39. She says she's getting old and she needs a husband. She don't care at this point. She's willing to pay for everything. Just come on and get and take her. And I think a lot of women are understanding that how important it is the older they get. A lot of them aren't as forthcoming as this woman is. And I think it's sad, but honest at the same time. She's really crying out on social media for a husband. She really is begging somebody take me. I'm too young, I'm too old. I don't have any kids. I need a family. Most women understand that, but they're too prideful to actually be honest and truthful about it because they want to continue to push the narrative that, oh, they don't really need a man. You know, they're too prideful to come out and tell the truth. They're too prideful to say that it would be nice to have some help. And not only that, but to have companionship, but to actually have somebody that care about them, as opposed to running out in these streets, just, you know, sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry and having all these meaningless situationships and hookups with nobody that's really, really there for you at the end of the day. You're just going out and sleeping around and that's your fun. But then you go home by yourself. You don't have anybody, any real support. It's just you. And they basically are telling you the same thing that she's saying, but they're not, you know, they don't want to come off as if they're begging or as if they're desperate. They want to put it out there in a way. That's why they always say, look, I don't really need you, but I want you. No, you really need them and you really want them, but you don't want people to really know that. You know, it's a pride thing. You want to make it seem like you got it all together and you really don't need a man, but deep down inside, behind closed doors, you're depressed and crying just like this lady, because she's not the first one to do this. There's been others on social media crying, saying how they're desperate for a man and how they really want a man. And where is their person and all this stuff, crying, talking about they where you at, where my king at, where they at, because you realize you're getting older. You realize it's not a good fit or a good feeling to just be by yourself your entire life. You know, it's really not a good feeling to get up in age and just be completely to yourself. And even if you had kids early on and your kids are all grown, they living their life and you now in the house by yourself. And this is why a lot of these women get mad and they get in their feelings when their friends start coupling off, start getting married or start having relationships, and when they don't have time for them. You know, they think that their, you know, friends should just stay single forever and be there like the Golden Girls. You know, y'all all just by yourself and y'all become each other's companionship, you know, and they don't take into consideration the fact that your girlfriends they want somebody too. And then when they start getting somebody and you the only one left that's, you know, by yourself, you start feeling really lonely and really sad. And then they start turning on their girlfriends. I've seen that happen too, because they're coupling up and getting married and they don't have time for you. Literally, these women get angry and start turning on a friend saying, oh, I want friends who are going to be here for me no matter what. You mean, so you want somebody to stay single with you because you're lonely and go down that path with you and not ever have companionship or love in their life because you can't find it? This is why we say women keep women single. You want somebody to be there with you in your old age, to be your companion, because you can't get a man. They want other women to be on the same trajectory as them. This is why there's that, what y'all call the echo chamber of all the women just saying the same old stuff over and over. And any woman that goes outside of that, oh, she's a pick-me, you know, which, you know, the women who go outside of that want to be picked and are usually picked because they realize that, hey, you don't want to go through life just by yourself out here in the streets when you're 45, 50 years old. That this doesn't look good. It's not a good look and it doesn't make any sense. Haven't you had enough fun by yourself in your 20s? And so you done ran amok with that, and now you're 30, 40, 50, and you still out here in these streets thinking that you're going to find a millionaire to just, you know, sweep you off your feet and give you the lifestyle that you want. And then when they realize that's not happening and they're constantly getting older, they start to become real bitter and have a lot to say about all men and why, because you couldn't find one. So that's nobody else's fault. It's yours. So if you didn't decide to prioritize marriage or man or whatever relationships, and you wanted to be outside the majority of your young life, understand that there are consequences that are associated with that. And it's going to bite you in the butt as you get older. As you get older, you're going to start to see the consequences of your choices. That's just what it is. You can't escape it. You can't escape it no matter what you do. And there might be a few that kind of fall through the cracks, but the majority of it is you cannot escape it. Look at Tia Mowry and others. A lot of those women are older now, and you know, you cannot escape it. It's just what it is. It's a reality. And they try to pretend and act like, oh, that's not going to happen to me. No, it's happening to just look around at all these women who are getting older and single and look at the conversations that they have. They still out here. Some of them are talking about, we got B. Simone and a lot of these people out here talking about relationships, and they crying because you know you're getting older and you still stuck in that singleness. You didn't think that you should have done anything differently. You didn't think. Vivica Fox and a whole host of others wasted a lot of time, thought you had a whole lot of time. Now they're hitting 50s, 60s, now becoming grandmas, and you're still out here thinking that you won't settle. It's insane. So I'm just like, just give it up. Just embrace the fact that you missed the boat. You missed the boat, and that's fine. You still have life to live. Still live your life. Live your life, because as long as you're breathing, you know, you got a life to live. Live your life and just embrace the fact that you missed it. Stop trying to make it seem like you're still doing the right thing. Just accept what it is. Be honest about it. Be transparent and honest about your choices and the outcomes that come with it. That's all I'm saying. Be real. If you didn't do it right, be honest about it. Tell other young women not to do what you did. But instead of them doing that, they're still trying to make it seem like this is the way to go, ladies. Because you know, as you get older, you know, women get older, their voices get deeper. So as you get older, you start sounding like a man sometimes. I'm just saying. Young ladies. You know, you shouldn't settle. Don't settle. You need a man to help you travel and pay bills. You know, it's like out there telling these young women the same old lies, and it didn't work for them. So this is why I encourage young women to be smarter than those women, because and there are some young women who see the light. There are some women who see the light, and they realize, hold on, wait a minute, I'm not gonna listen to you, because look at you. You 60 years old and you single. You don't have a man, you don't have no children, you don't have nothing. And don't let people try to tell you that having a family is not a big deal, and being married is not a big flex, and, you know, raising your kids and being there for your kid. Don't let people tell you that ain't nothing, because it's everything. I was told that when I was younger. Oh, being at home and raising your children is not a big deal. What the hell? Yes, it is a big deal. And if it wasn't a big deal, there wouldn't be so many women out here looking for men to be protectors and providers. You want protectors, you want providers. That means you want a man to be able to provide for you and your potential family and take care of you. So it is a big deal. And this is what every woman is talking about. They want, even the women who claim they make all this money, they still want to protect and to provide. And if it wasn't a big deal, why are so many women out here trying to get a man to protect and provide? So if you have a man who's a protector and a provider, and he's there and supporting his family and loving, you better hold on to him and stop listening to these women either trying to keep you single or trying to break up what you have, because they don't have it. A lot of these women are trying to tell married women, girl, you could do so much better than what you have. And then you go out here like Tia Mowry, jump back out in these streets, child, and you realize ain't nothing out there for you. So you better keep what you got and stop listening to these other single hyenas who are out here trying to break up your home because they looking at it and they jealous of what you got. And so they want to see that fall apart, secretly sitting back somewhere laughing and kicking because your relationship done fell apart because you listen to them. You know, birds of a feather flock together, and they want to keep you in the boat that they're in, while meanwhile they're struggling hard trying to find them a man so they could get what you had. And if they found a man that they wanted to be with and was interested in them, baby, you'll see how hard they leave you, how fast and they leave you alone, and how hard they'll be doing everything to try to make that relationship into what you had, while you done listen to them, jumped out in the streets, and now you looking crazy because you realize ain't nothing out there for you, and you had the best that you ever was gonna get.